Good morning, people. This is Christian. It's Saturday morning, and here in Sweden we have what's called Swedish summer. It's raining outside. Well, this will rain for the whole day here, so yeah, I'm staying inside and I'm doing CAD. So I like to show you the workflow of this umbilic torus, which we'll talk later about, in Fusion 360. I made this was it last week I made this as a challenge? It must be, yeah, second. It's the 10th today, yeah, about a week ago. So let's have a look on how I will create this. Step 1, make a save. Always start by saving. If something is wrong with your connection or something, so you can't save it, start by doing a saving, and then we do a new component. Umbilic torus, and let's see how many mistakes I can do and how much I can crash up Fusion. Let's open up our little component. We are inside our component working. Good. We're going to start with the sketch from the top. And the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to use, to create this shape, I'm going to use sweep. So step 1 is creating the path of the sweep. And it's numbered out here. There's a circle. That's 150 millimeters. Of course, you can make it in inches or any dimension you want. Earth diameters or anything. Second sketch, I'm going to make it from the front. And I'm hit P for project. I'm going to project in our little circle. Open up our sketches. They are fully defined so far. I'm going to hide the first sketch because I'm going to get this line and turn it into construction line. So get it slightly out of the way. Look as we're looking at straight at it. Now create the triangular shape here. I'm going to create the outside. There are also different ways to do this. The easiest way, best, I don't know, but the way I like to do is to use line commands combined with arcs, which I simply do by starting a line, holding down the mouse button, can do an arc. Line, holding down, releasing. I try it now every time I do a site to try to find where it gets tangent, not parallel or anything. It saves some work adding tangent constraints. You can see I got tangent constraints everywhere except one. So I'm going to make this tangent. I'm going to tell Fusion that this line is horizontal. I'm also going to tell Fusion that these three here are equal. And now to turn off equal, you can see it starts moving around and stuff like that. So we're going to do lines from center. Also, I need to do construction lines. I want them. You can change it later. From midpoint to center point. From here, and just find the midpoint. Very good when I have a marker on the midpoint. Makes it a bit easier to find it. And we're going to tell Fusion that these three lines are equal. And it's going to be perpendicular at least to one side. Let's do this from the horizontal one. Like that, we should have it basically fully constrained, except we have no dimensions. So we're going to add a dimension. Start with here, and this is outside, and outside was R5, so that's going to be 5. And then the dimension, which I was given here from flat side here up to the tangent point of the circle up here, of the radius of the arc. I'm going to right click. Pick circle arc tangent. Pick up here, this line here, out here. It's going to be 50. And Fusion got but a bit furious of me because I forgot to put in these constraints here. That should be enough. So by doing that, we now have a fully constrained sketch. Yeah, I forgot one. Take it nice and slow. So of course, there's a 2mm thickness. R3 and R5 are a bit too many. I just made this to make clear what radius this was. So we're going to use offset. These here. It's going to be not a construction line, true line, -2. Like that. I'm going to move some of the dimension. Oops. Come on. I want to take a dimension, move it slightly out of the way. Down here. I'm going to move these down here too. Like that. And now we have like our basic shape of the body that's sweeping around here. And now we can do the cutouts, and they are, as we can see here, 30 millimeters, the total is 39. So by math, this is 13, 13, and 13. And to make this body work, they have to be symmetrical. So let's work with that. I'm going to do lines. Start somewhere here. Make sure I get the perpendicular constraint. Quite easy to do this. I'm just going to sketch the cutouts here. Like that. And then I'm going to do symmetry. this line and this line should be symmetric around this one. We can start adding dimensions. Starting with the symmetric ones here. That's going to be 13. These two lines here. It's going to be the same, so I'm lazy. I'm just going to click the dimension. And it picks up 13. And these two here. Lines. Out here. Of course, you can dimension 39 outside and stuff like that. But yeah, it's up to you how I want to dimension it. I just put in dimensions slightly a lot confusing. I like to put them that way. Let's see. Okay, we need more of these. I normally don't do patterns in Sketches, but in this case it's quite easy to do a circular pattern. S on the keyboard, start typing the circular pattern, and you had two circular patterns here. You can see that the dots are filled in here. That's the one you use in solid workflow, and these are like slightly more open circles. They're not filled in. This is for the sketch circular pattern, so I'm going to use that one. Tell Fusion that these lines here are the lines we want, and the center point is here, and we want 3 of them. Hit OK. That is most of our sketch, and then I'm going to add a circle. You can see later I'm going to use that. I pull it up to the point up here, so the circle is covering everything. I'm going to finish sketch. So let's start talking about some of the problems here. Why am I confused like that? Now I'm looking for correction. I'm going to turn off our first sketch. I will now start by this is the workflow I'm showing is the least amount of steps needed. So I will now create these small ribs here to start with. So step 1 is to mark this full sketch here, so I get all the profiles. E for extrude. I'm going to make it symmetric and the outside. I just already said 5. I've been playing around with this workflow earlier, so 5mm is correct. View style slightly. So we have made that. Open up our bodies. I'm going to now do a circular pattern. Now we select the body circular pattern here. Bodies, body, axis, center axis, and there were 30 of them. It was over here, 30 times 5. So hit OK. We have a bunch of bodies. What I'll do now, just to discuss a bit, is I'm gonna right click and hide all of these for now, because now comes the interesting part. We're going to do sweep, the first one. So what we're going to sweep now is the cutouts here, so not the corners and not the centerpiece. We want to sweep the rest of it. S sweep, solid sweep, the blue one. These here. Click all of these because it's fun. Path is going to be this one, the circle. This is a closed path, which is going to cause a problem now. We want to twist with 120 degrees. So we basically, as this is a triangle, there's 120 degrees between each face. But if we give it 120 degrees, Fusion is going to get mad at us because we have faces that interlocks here. You cannot make sweep closure for closed path and so on. So go back to 0. What we can do now, you can change the sweep distance here to 0.5. Do it half away. Because we're doing half away, we only do 60 degrees of twist angle. So we're going to do like that. Of course, what we can do now, we can do this sweep first, then we can do a second sweep with 0.5 here. But what we also can do is we can set the second dimension here. Think of this like Fusion is doing a sweep in 2 directions. This is the direction in this way along the path. This is our one. I can do it 0.2 to show you. So it does only 0.2. The thing we have to remember, the twist angles is applied to the distance we are saying. So this is doing a 60 degree twist over 180 degrees. We do halfway along the path. This is doing a 60 degree along a shorter distance because only 0.2. So we can do 0.5 now here to make the full body. So this is what we need to set up. Now to save some steps, we're going to have some fun. So we're going to do console. I'm going to take all the bodies here and I can hit V on the keyboard to make them visible. And we will do like that. We're going to hide now all the bodies. Once again, do the sweep. Select our profiles. Like that. Select the path. And as earlier, we're going to do 0.5, 0.5. We're going to do it 60 degrees. And I'm gonna select Intersect now immediately here and turn on the bodies and let Fusion do the thinking for a while. And by doing that, we now took all the cylinders I put around and we do the sweep and we intersect it, so we just keep the paths we want. Which of course we create a bunch of bodies. Here Fusion will start to get a little slow. So we have this. I'm going to hide the bodies again. Now we will do the rest of the body, do a sweep. We can now select the corner, midpoint, corner, midpoint, corner, midpoint. Did we get all of them? Yes, we did. Path is going to be here. It's going to be 0.5, 0.5, same setting. Now it winds, we'll get a warning. Fusion, it doesn't like me because I've hidden all the bodies. 60 degrees. And for the fun of it, just to make Fusion really cry, we're going to do a join immediately here. And going to cry and give him more arrows and just turn on the bodies and wait for Fusion to do the calculations. This can take some time because, yeah, it goes dark mode. If you haven't seen Fusion, this is the favorite. There's some people who want dark mode. Here it is. Do some stupid patterns and Fusion will go into dark mode. I don't know what was said in the meanwhile. My computer is slightly overloaded too because I have a software running in the background. So let's see if we can do the calculation. Normally when you get here, people get a slightly bit of a panic and try to quit everything. Normally you just need to wait for Fusion to do the thinking. Sorry, I don't have any good music. It's only my voice. Do we have anything more to add about the drawing? No, I think we get everything from the drawing here. That, and that. Let Fusion think. If you do a combine at the end, you get basically the same problem as this. It takes a bit of calculations. You can do this slightly different ways to reduce the load on Fusion. But I just want to show you how short you can make the timeline for the fun of it. There we are. It starts thinking and we hit OK. We did the arrows and OK is possible to click. That means Fusion has found a way. Sometimes you do things like this. You can't click the OK button. That's because Fusion has not been able to find any solution. So OK. I'll let Fusion do some more thinking. Business now has to do the real calculation. The first one was just for fun. And we get a little green bar now rolling down here. This is a boring part of a video, waiting for software. I will put in timestamps, you won't want to wait too much. Or I will buy a new computer. Come on, come on, come on, you can do it. Look! And I'm gonna do Control 4 to hide the edges and hide the sketches. So by that, we have one body. Everything here, and we've done it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. It's the lowest amount I can do it. If you do it, it's of course possible to do patterns and then do everything as multiple bodies and do a combine at the end if you want to do that. Play around with it, and of course you can do other shapes, other cutouts and stuff. So this is my workflow to create this umbilical torus with we'll call it windows cutouts or square, slightly rectangular cutouts. And it's a very fun shape. When you spin it around, you get this very nice, we call it folding over behavior. So with that, I will go back out into the rain and enjoy the Swedish summer. And I hope you are enjoying the summer. See you around. Take care and goodbye.